Hi, my name is Saul.
Hi, my name is Wendell Holland.
My name is Brandon Donlin.
Hi, I'm Kelly Wentworth, and you're watching Survivor Squared.
Survivor Squared.
Survivor Squared.
Survivor Squared.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of Survivor Squared. Today's guest from season 47, Saul, comes on the show, and we talk about all things season 47 and season 50. He's a new father. We talk about how fatherhood has changed his life. We talk about what happened between him and Rome on season 47 and how it might be a little bit similar to what happened between Joe and Rick Devens on season 50. We talk about the Billie Eilish Boomerang Idol and everything else happening between Genevieve and Aubrey and how she went from season 47 as the Terminator into season 50 and what she can be this season. And of course, Saul gives a very interesting winner pick for season 50 after 2 episodes. I was surprised by it, and we get into all of it. Thank you so much for watching Survivor Squared. If this is the first time you've seen this channel, my name is Tony Squares. This is a Survivor-centric channel where we're breaking down all things season 50. Me and Bailey Buffs come at you every Thursday breaking down the episode that aired the night before, and every Monday I have on a new guest from the world of Survivor to give me the insider perspective on what's going on the beaches of Fiji during Survivor's biggest season ever. So if you like what you see, give us a like, give us a subscribe, help this channel grow. I do truly appreciate it because I'm truly having a blast talking to all these Survivor players, and this conversation equals that blast amount. I don't know if that intro works, but we're going to go with it. See you on the other side with Saul. Coming to us live from Connecticut. My first guest from Connecticut lasted 16 days on the beaches of Fiji, rocked a vest in front of everybody, and he's here to help break down his journey on season 47 as well as what's going on the current season 50. One of my most anticipated guests to have on since we connected on social media. Please welcome to the show, Saul. Come on in, my guy.
Wow, what an intro, man. I appreciate that, Tony. And I saw you like I don't remember how many months ago, but just doom scrolling, and I'm like, this dude's pretty good. I'm enjoying this reel right here. So I started following you. So yeah, totally cool to be here with you right now.
Well, I will say you reached out really early, and as you know, some of the fans might know, I've gone through these Survivor seasons one by one. I have now seen all of the Survivor seasons, but when you reached out, I was in the maybe mid-30s, and so you said Survivor player on your bio. I was like, I texted my friends, the Survivor super fans. I was like, who is this guy? He's reaching out. He wants to come on the pod, and they all went to a man like, I love him. You're gonna love him when he comes up. So you have a very high approval rating, Saul.
Very few times in my life I have that, so I'll take it for sure. Yeah, it was just something about your reel, like I said, that you kept it real, and some of the podcasts out there I feel like are a little bit negative, but yours is a vibe that I enjoy. So thanks again, man.
Well, again, thank you for coming on, and I'm happy to keep this vibe going because you definitely brought a vibe to season 47 that I truly enjoyed. Even when things weren't going well, it was always fun to see you on screen and to hear you give your confessionals and what was going on. And then the moves you made on season 47, I want to tie some of those into season 50 as we break that down as well. So I'm happy to keep this vibe going. But the first thing I want to launch into the vibe is a very real life vibe. My man, congratulations, you're a new father.
Being a new dad, it's similar to Survivor in some ways. You one day your life totally changes. Your tribe brings a new member and you want to be in the alliance of the tribe, right? You want to be in the core alliance of the tribe. And for me, that wasn't the case. I was the man out. There's this biological bond with the mother and their son or their daughter that no one ever tells you this. No one tells you this when you're about to be a father that, hey, just a heads up, the kid is going to have a much stronger bond with the mom than they are with you. And for me, it kind of like my Survivor game too, like not being in the alliance. But that was probably the hardest part for me. Because, it's the middle of the night, your kid is crying, you're in his arms, you're doing whatever you can. And then my wife wakes up to save the day. I just hand him to the wife and he stops crying right away. And there's this guilt that you have. It's like, what am I doing wrong? And you're just sitting there thinking about this and like, this sucks. Like, this really sucks. And everyone's been telling me like how this is going to be the greatest thing in your life. And so, I'm like, where is this? So you sit with that. I felt so guilty. It ate at me. So finally, I remember like I'm at the gym with my
Hmm.
friends who have had kids, they're like 9 months old, a year old. I'm like, guys, and I'm vulnerable with them. I open up to them like something that I never do at the gym.
Hmm.
And I'm like, guys, can I ask you a question? Like, this really, really sucks right now. And I'm feeling a lot of guilt about that. And they kind of both, they all start laughing a little bit. They're like, brother, this is how it goes. And you ain't gonna have that little, the fun things going on for like at least 2 to 3 months. And that's where we are right now. And they were right. Like now he's laughing at me. Now he knows who I am. So it was a tough road, but
Yep.
it is good. Two things can be true at the same time. It can be really, really difficult. It can be really shitty, but also it is amazing.
I could. That's beautiful. That's a beautiful way to put it. And I guess at this point now, you guys have made the merge. If we're going to keep going down the Survivor angle, you've
Yeah,
made the merge.
yeah,
You're
we've
all on
made the
one
merge,
beach.
exactly.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Yeah. And let's hope that nobody pulls like a Genevieve and gets me out of this gets me out of this game.
That's wonderful. That's a wonderful
Yeah.
story, and I'm happy. Again, I feel that as well because I have a lot of guy friends out here in LA. Some of them have started families, and it's very fun for me to sit there and watch dudes that I grew up with in college that I may have run the roost out here in LA, hitting the bars when we were in our 20s and stuff, and now to see them become fathers and like connect over those little fatherhood things. It's like, oh, we never talked about this shit when we were younger. It's really
Exactly.
fun to see it all open up that way. So I feel that what you were going through in the gym, it's nice. Every once in a while, it's nice to talk about the real things. It's okay.
Right. Any new fathers coming that are listening right now, I would strongly encourage you to have conversations like that with your boys who have that experience because you've never gone through this before. And if you don't do that, everything's going to be held inside and it's going to get to you. I remember I was on a podcast with Gabe probably like 3 months
Hmm.
ago, Gabe Ortiz, and he asked me, like, hey, man, would you, because Jake Latimer was playing Survivor and there was this potential of him missing the birth of his son.
Yep.
And that question was asked to me, and I was like, I think it's harder to miss your the birth of your son, and rather than play Survivor because you're missing that moment. But
Yeah.
now that I'm in this, that's the wrong question. The question should be, are you willing to not help your wife raise your son for the first month or
Hmm.
go play Survivor?
Hmm.
Because that first month is wild. And to
Hmm.
ask my wife to do that all by herself, I mean, I, now that I've done it, I don't think the answer would be, I don't think I would go play because
Yeah.
that would be a lot to have someone do on their own.
Speaking of going on other people's podcasts and connecting in those waters of Survivor, I had Brandon Donlin from season 45 on here a few weeks ago, and I remarked to him about how the season 45 cast, they're like still posting pictures together, like Brandon, D, and Kelly always like do these Halloween get-ups, and they seem really close. And his immediate response was, I thought my cast was the outlier, but season 47, like he said, you guys were all going to go buy a compound and live together in Kansas somewhere. There was a real kinship there. So is that true that the season 47 cast has really hung together, and why do you think that is?
It is true. Oddly enough, Brandon and I have the same birthday, June 2nd. I love Brandon. And yeah, he's correct. I think we do have, we are the tightest out of any season of Survivor, maybe in history. And I think I'm not going to toot my own horn here. Maybe I will toot my own horn. But I remember I got voted out of the game. I'm the second person voted out of the game. I'm riding on the boat back from the island to Ponderosa. And the guy who watches us at Ponderosa, his name's Mike. He's like, how do you feel about being the king of Ponderosa? And I'm like, what do you mean? He goes, well, Sierra's the queen and you're the king. And you guys, you're responsible for setting the tone for the rest of the time you're here at Ponderosa. And I had just gotten voted out. I'm like sad, but I'm also, grateful that I got to play this game. And I'm like, okay, dude, if you're the person setting the tone, let's set it right. Like, let's make every person who comes back home or comes back to Ponderosa and make them feel loved, like you are so lucky to play this game. Like, let's have a blast. Let's don't treat this like anything personal. This is a game. We have an experience of a lifetime. And so I really, when he said that to me, I really took that seriously. And so I was responsible for Sierra going home because it was either Sam or Sierra. This is kind of a backstory here, but Sierra is a nurse and I'm in medical sales. And Sierra and I are talking, and I didn't want anyone to know that I was in sales. So I told them that I was a practice coordinator. And she asked me, meaning like my responsibility is to help patients in a neurosurgery practice. And she's like, "Oh, are you a nurse?" And I'm like, "No, I have a marketing degree," which is a slip up. And so she's like, "You can work with patients with the marketing degree?" And I was like, "Oh shit, she's gonna catch me." So in that moment, I'm like, I gotta get this girl out. So as soon as I get there, we hit it off right away. And I told her what Mike said, and I was like, "Let's just have the best vacation of our lives over the next 10 days." And we did. That was an epic 10 days, and I think that carried over to, even like now, how we all communicate now. Genevieve voted me out,
Hmm.
and after I think it was the Gabe vote, I was like, there's no way Genevieve is going to last. She's going to get voted out unless she
Hmm.
finds an idol. She's coming home. Well, Genevieve's birthday is June 3rd. So
Oh
it was
yeah.
June. Yeah. So this is June 3rd. We're going to tribal council. But before we leave, I tell the cooks, I want bygones to be bygones with Genevieve. Like I said, I want this to be fun,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So I tell the cooks, I'm like, hey, I want you to have a birthday cake ready for Genevieve because she's coming home tonight. Lo and behold, the great Genevieve, the Terminator, I call her, she gets to stay another night. And she's walking with her torch back to camp, and they
Hmm.
walk past the jury. I said, "Hey, Jen," I said, "Jen," and we're not supposed to talk, right?
Yeah.
But
No.
I said, "Hey, happy birthday, Genevieve." It was like this side note of like, "Hey, we're cool. It's all
Yeah.
good."
Yeah.
And I think that kind of put a little of a monkey off her back a little bit
Hmm.
of that Saul's mad at me. He's on the jury now. And that was a really cool moment because I said, "Happy birthday, Genevieve." And she walks by and goes, "Happy belated, Saul." And so as soon as when she did get voted out and came to Ponderosa, she knew that we were cool.
Right.
So that vibe it's a special, Tony, because I'm 44.
Hmm.
Sam, Gabe, Teeny, they're all in their mid 20s, and like they're all my best friends. We
That's
talk
awesome.
every day,
That's awesome.
and when you think about it, the amount of time that you spend on an island,
Yeah.
it's 24 hours a day.
Yeah.
For me, for 16 days.
Yeah.
I don't know how many hours that is,
Hmm.
but think about your best friend right now. How often, like if you go to dinner with them once a week, 2 hours a night,
Yeah.
it would take you how long to get the amount of hours that we spend with each other? So it's a special bond, and it was really important to me that, I get as much as I could out of this experience.
Everything I see online from you guys and all the experiences, like even the ones that didn't last forever in the game, like all of you seem to have gotten what you wanted out of this experience because you're all still treating this survivor like no one's hiding away from this survivor world. There have been many players who have played this game and then leave Survivor and don't want to talk about it anymore because they had a bad experience or a negative emotions associated with it. But all you guys seem to be still really much like, I loved this game. I loved the show. I love being a part of it. And I love to put my place in the chapter of history that it was season 47. So I do really enjoy seeing that because we do like to have the rivalries. We do like to have as fans the people go back and forth like who's going to win, Boston Rob or Russell. Like we like to have those. But at the same time, Survivor's that weird in between where you guys are real people. and you're playing this game as yourselves. You're not putting on a face. It's not like you're not acting. So like the stuff that happens to you on this island happens to you. And so I don't want any of you guys to come off the island and have this affect negatively your actual real lives. I want all of you to be buoyed by this. So I'm happy to see season 47 has sort of hit that mark. I do want to touch on something that happened on season 47 that wasn't so fun and cheery for you. And then I also want to tie that to what's going on season 50 right now in the most recent episode. A big storyline of the first few episodes of season 47 was you and Rome and how you guys were butting heads and how things just weren't going along with you two. You were seemingly wanted each other off the island. You were trying to get votes on either side. You know, all these other entities are involved, and there's just a lot of scenes of Rome in particular really coming after Saul and just not letting you go on the beach alone. You guys have had face-to-faces. I said in my recap video of it that you are a much better man than I, because I probably would have gotten a lot angrier at Rome during that situation, and you'd be like, you know, like a duck, let water roll off your back. So what we had just had on season 50 is Joe Hunter and Rick Devens had this huge argument about someone lied to someone and someone took it the wrong way, and it blew up, and then it just seemed really awkward on the island for a bit. And then after Savannah gets voted out of episode 2 in her exit interviews, she's saying to Cameron, to all these podcasters, that this blow up, this argument was much bigger than what they showed on TV, and they cut a lot of it out. And I, the viewer, am only sitting here watching what I'm seeing. I can only imbibe what I'm taking in. It's the game tape if we're breaking this down like a sport. And I see something's missing, and I see that dots aren't connecting. And when Savannah says something like that, my ears perk up, and I wonder, why did we not get to see what we wanted to see? So I ask you, a man who had semi of an argument with another player on Survivor on season 47, how much of that is left out in the edit, and how much of that is sort of played up to maybe this scene happens on a Tuesday and this scene happens on a Friday, but they're put together in the episode so it looks like it rolls one into the other? You know what I'm trying to say? Like, how much is the edit perceiving what that argument is, or is it relatively true to form what we're getting as Survivor fans?
Big picture, they got it right. I mean, like you just said, Rome and I did not get along. We just from day one, it was like, damn, dude, this guy is getting on my damn nerves. And it is 24/7. Nobody, nobody I've met, I don't know how many people I've met in this world. He is ranked number one in terms of who annoys you, what one human being on this planet annoys you more. And it is that man. And I lived with him on an island, right? And everyone, like, I think everyone can understand that, right? So big picture, they got it. Now, in terms of the actual game, were the like the scene where he's following me around early on, I can't, it's been so long, Tony, I haven't
Yeah.
watched it, but the timing of it was off a little bit. But
Yeah.
in the end, the story is correct. It
Right.
really didn't matter about the timing. What I will say about that is, you know, Survivor, it exposes your greatest weaknesses. It
Hmm.
will bring it out. You have nowhere to hide. And Rome, like one thing you didn't see is kind of similar to Rick Devens and Joe.
Hmm.
Like there were points where Rome and I were like hardcore, where I did, you know, want so badly
Hmm.
to like go off, right? But the way Rome talked to me, nobody has talked to me like that since I was a kid. Okay. And so subconsciously, I like froze a little bit. Like, whoa, like this is like I'm getting in trouble right now. And I freeze a little bit and I become rigid. The thing about that is, Tony, I don't realize that until I'm watching myself on television.
Oh,
The
wow.
whole world is going, he's so cool, he's so calm, and he's so collected.
Hmm.
Which there are, don't get me wrong, there are parts of me, like I meditated all the time because I had to get that out. You know, I had
Yep.
to get my mind right. But when I remember on watching it where I'm like, hey, will you leave me alone?
Yeah.
And he goes,
Yeah.
no, I don't
Yeah.
have to.
Yeah.
It shocked me. it shocked me that, so like I said, I'm stiff and I'm rigid and everyone's like, "Oh, he's so cool, calm, collected." And I'm watching that and I'm remembering how I'm actually feeling.
Mm-hmm.
And I had a moment with myself where I go, "Whoa, dude, why are you feeling that way?"
Mm-hmm.
And I thought about it for a long time. And it's like, dude, it's your subconscious and you don't even know it, but that's how you're feeling. And it's because of, how you grew up.
Yeah.
And as shitty as that situation was for me,
Yeah.
it's honestly one of the greatest things to ever happen to me because then you sit with it
Yeah.
and you realize I don't have to I need to grow here.
Yeah.
This is an opportunity for me to not become rigid, not
Mm-hmm.
to become stiff when this kind of thing happens. And I've really worked on that. And it's been a gift, man. Um, it as hard as it is to like sit there and watch yourself be like that, because I'm not
Mm-hmm.
proud of my game, to be honest, Tony.
Okay.
Like Survivor got me. Like those weaknesses got me, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
Um, and I am proud of my response though.
Yeah.
I am proud of when I came home, I watched myself put my ego aside, and without Rome, who knows if
Yeah.
I find that within
Yeah.
me. So
No,
as
absolutely.
bad as yeah, so it's kind of beautiful in a way.
No, I truly saw love hearing that, we are our own worst enemy when we're looking back in life at past experiences going, I could have done that. I could have done that. I thought you played a very valiant game. Sure. There's only one winner every single season, but, I thought the moves that you made, especially the move to connect with Rachel and send her that advantage to save her when she was all alone in the blue tribe, like, that was a huge hit to that powerful blue tribe at the time. And you played that exactly the way you should have, made them eat themselves. So, and also the little connections you made to get as far as you did when Rome was coming at you full bore. Like, I wouldn't be disappointed in your game. Sure, again, only one winner, but I would not be disappointed at all. So I think you held yourself very valiantly. I do want to touch on that advantage though, because again, it ties into something with season 50. On your season, you get something that you have to give to someone else. I believe it can either be safety without power or block a vote, and it's the other person's choice. And you decide to give that to Rachel. Again, very pivotal time. It saves Rachel's life. Rachel goes on to win the game. I want to touch on, because I know you're a fan, you watched all these seasons during COVID like I did, like getting it all at once for you. Those dynamic advantages where it's not just, hey, Saul found an immunity idol. It's something that you have to make a conscious choice to give it to someone else and hope they either use
Right.
it correctly or incorrectly. Now we see that on season 50 with this interestingly named Billie Eilish Boomerang Idol, where someone finds the idol, can't use it for themselves, they have to give it to someone else, but if that someone else gets cast away with it in their pocket, guess what? It boomerangs back to them. I am torn. I think I'm torn mostly because of the name itself. Nothing against Billie Eilish. I just think it's funny that we have to mention her name every time we mention what the idol is. But it's just a little odd. But I really like the game mechanic idea of this. You have to give it to someone else. Hope they fail. It comes back to me. How do you feel as a fan with these dynamic advantages and these new wrinkles in the game? Do you like them?
As a fan, especially after what Rick Devens and Christian pulled off, and I am a huge fan. Like I love it. It was honestly, I'm watching this episode. I'm going to bed at 6:45, 7 o'clock, because my son's waking up at 10, 1, 3, and 7. Right. So my schedule's all fucked up here. And so I'm watching it at 3 a.m. I'm kind of tired. Great episode. And all of a sudden, we see the Billie Eilish Boomerang Idol being played in a masterful way. Like, my mouth is open and I'm like, whoa, that is freaking phenomenal. I send Rick Devens and Christian a message like, guys, like, fucking beautiful, guys. It just blew me away. It's like a cliffhanger. Like, what are they gonna do with this thing? I'm dying to know. Like, it was for me, I was like at maybe 6.6. Now I'm at like a 9.8, like of these advantages.
Yep.
As a player, I
Yeah.
will say this. When you get that type of advantage where it goes to somebody else, um, at the time when I found it for Rachel, I find I'm so pumped. I find this
Yeah.
thing,
Yeah.
and I open it up and I'm like, oh, I got to give it to someone else.
Yeah.
Like that's genuinely what happened, you know?
Yeah.
Um, but that's what shows how great Christian and Rick Devens are doing this thing because they're taking this advantage and they are using it for themselves
Yep.
and, giving it to someone else. So
Yeah.
it's like, Saul, maybe you should have a better attitude about this thing, and maybe you could have done something else. But I didn't get to keep the note like they got to keep the note. I had to give the note back.
Yeah, the note had the rules
Yeah,
on it. Yeah, that's funny.
right.
You know what? I come from the world of theater. I grew up in musical theater. I've read plays all my life. It's always been my first love. And so there's just like Romeo and Juliet, Shakespeare has its tropes and stuff. There's a trope in theater called Chekhov's gun, and the gun that is introduced in the first act of a play has to be used by the third act of the play. And that's what I attribute this Rick Devens hiding the immunity idol.
Beautiful. Well
It's the
said.
Chekhov's gun of Survivor
Yeah,
this season. Like when I hope it doesn't get used, Saul, until there's like 7 people left in the game. Like I
right.
hope it just stays there forever and we just get little camera shots of it and it slowly
Yeah,
builds in anticipation. Because I loved it. I thought it was hilarious. Christian falling, Rick
awesome.
putting it there,
Yeah,
looking it back at Jeff, like Jeff, do you see that? I was
yeah.
into it so much. I loved it so much, and I hope it's there forever. But yeah, I'm happy you enjoyed it as well. Oop, I dropped my pen. I'm happy you
And
enjoyed
how
it as
about
well.
Christian?
Yeah.
Like Christian literally saying, "Hey, I meant to do that, guys," and he's telling the truth. He did mean to do it. So we'll see. Like I'm just dying to know what's going to happen. I've talked to my wife about it. We've talked about the scenarios of like how could they use it. So
Yeah.
I'm dying to know.
I am a little bit spoiled with this next question because we saw in the coming next week on season 50 that we're going to have a tribe swap and these players are going to be moved around. But I did want to ask you back to the Rome situation you had on the island. It seemed like this Joe and Rick argument really had the tribe that he was on. They've already lost 2 immunity challenges in a row. It had sort of a split happening, some type of a rift. Things were not sort of kumbaya with this tribe. And you guys kind of had that early with your tribe on season 47. How hard is that to overcome when you still have to stay on that same island? If you're sitting there and you know that, like, okay, there's a line drawn in the middle here. Some people are on the left, some people are on the right. How hard is that for you guys to keep playing, even when you're a merged tribe, when you're all together on there? Are those lines still drawn, or do you go back to, hey, we were all wearing red originally, let's stick back together? Like, is it tough to wade in those waters?
It's not like it can't be done,
Yeah,
but it is so hard. If you're saying like if there's beef, like can
yeah.
you overcome that beef? And yeah, it can
Like
be
even
done.
like even when Rome's gone, like obviously people were on Rome's side. You're now working with them after the merge. Like Rome's gone, you're still there. Genevieve's still there. Like, is there a way to sort of mend those fences? Like, if Rick and Joe are going to be at the merge together,
Yeah.
are they
Oh,
going to be able to
yeah,
find a way to
got it.
work together? You know?
That brings me back to the situation at Lavo with Teeny, Genevieve, and myself. So there's a moment early on where Genevieve comes to me in the middle of the night and she's like, "Hey, do you want to work with me, but like be agents here where no one knows about it because no one's going to think that we're working together?"
Mm-hmm.
And I tell her, "Yeah, let's do it." Right? This is where my game is flawed here because my perception is that I'm in the majority.
Yeah.
Asia, Saul, Keyshawn, Teeny,
Yeah.
and then we have Rome and Genevieve when it's actually Rome, Genevieve, Keyshawn, and Teeny, and Saul
Yeah.
and Asia are on the outs, right? So when Genevieve comes to me and says, "Hey, you want to work together?" I'm like, inside, I'm like, "No, you're going home. Like you or Rome are the first 2 out." So I tell Keyshawn this, right? I'm like, "Yo,
Mm-hmm.
Keyshawn, Genevieve came up to me in the middle of the night, and I say that to solidify R4."
Mm-hmm.
Well, then he goes and tells Genevieve. Let me tell you about Genevieve. There is a reason why she's on 50. She's a
Yeah.
phenomenal survivor, like one of the best, in my opinion. She's like, I gave her the nickname the Terminator. So
Mm-hmm.
her even outside of the game, as in her real life, like if you are with Genevieve, she's with you, you want her on your side,
Mm-hmm.
like she will do anything for me. And vice versa.
Mm-hmm.
But if I screwed her over, I'm dead to her, right? And that's what her survivor game is. So when I told Keyshawn that information,
Yeah.
I was dead to her. And
Yeah.
I don't know that about Genevieve, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I remember after the merge, the three of us, Teeny, Genevieve, and I, we're at the water well, and we were in such a beautiful position. We were
Mm-hmm.
in the middle. We
Mm-hmm.
got Tuku and we
Mm-hmm.
got Gata. They all are like coming to us. Hey, yo, what do you guys want to do? And we truly did have control of the game.
Yeah.
And then me fucking up by telling Keyshawn, 10 days before, little did I know that that's going to get me, 16 days later.
Yeah.
So, can it work?
Yeah.
Yes. If Genevieve maybe would have reconsidered, maybe the three of us would have gone to the end.
Yep.
But it's very hard.
It takes two to tango, I think, is the moral of that story.
Exactly. Takes two to tango, and it takes two people to truly understand this ain't personal. This is
Yeah.
a game that we're trying to go as far as we can. Um, so yeah, it's possible, but very tough. And the other thing too is because if you
Yeah.
don't have an advantage, like to say, for example, let's say I find an idol and I can go, hey Genevieve, I got an idol. I'm showing you because I'm trying to lock this in. If you
Mm-hmm.
don't have that, they're just words.
Mm-hmm.
They're just
Mm-hmm.
words. And so it's up to the person to are they going to buy in and trust you or not?
It's an interesting situation, and I think Genevieve is such a unique player to me in that she's the last one I was introduced to that's on the season 50 cast. Just the way it worked out, I saw season 48 live, and then I started at 1, made it to Genevieve. Your season was literally the last one on my list. And so to see Genevieve hit this island, and the first episode of season 50, her and Aubrey have the most unique conversation of the whole 3-hour premiere, where they are just at each other's throat in the like I describe it as like a tea party. Like they were both so polite and so controlled, but at the same time they're throwing daggers at each other. And I'm like, what is going on? Because I think Aubrey, just like Genevieve, is a super smart and strategic player who will cast you aside if you slight her in the tiniest way. So to see those two people that I really enjoy and want to root for come at each other, I'm like, I didn't want this to go this way, but now that it is, I'm very excited to see what happens. It's fun. It's fun to have that perspective from someone who played with Genevieve, knowing that she is that, she can be dangerous in Survivor, and I'm excited to see it go on. We're heading into episode 3. I have, as we know, there's a tribe swap. We don't know what's going to happen. There's going to be a myriad of ways these 21 remaining players can go down. First off, if you had to pick one of them to rock just a vest, who do you think could pull that off the best?
I mean, I think the answer is clear. It's got to be Jonathan, right? I mean, the dude is shredded. But Mike White giving a solid run
Where'd
for
that come
Jonathan of
from?
rocking a. Yeah, I have no idea. I was like, damn, dude, good for you.
And then the last prediction I want from you, now that we have seen a few players here, we've seen a few days on the island, a tough medivac, 2 people voted out. It's still anyone's game in this season 50 with all these advantages that are being thrown around. Saul, what is the official prediction 2 episodes in? Who wins season 50?
This might surprise some people, but I'm going with the Riz God, R-I-Z, the man, the myth, the legend, R-I-Z-G-O-D. Yeah.
Wow.
So I've met Riz God. We've worked out together.
Mm.
He's a charming dude.
Mm-hmm.
He's got an infectious personality. He's magnetic,
Mm-hmm.
great energy. I love being around him, and he's half my age. And you see it with Colby.
Yeah.
Colby's like, damn, this dude gets on my nerves. And then next episode, he's like, man, this kid's growing on me. And I'll tell you this, as a guy who's, I don't know how Colby is, maybe 50.
Mm-hmm.
I'm 44, and I love mentoring people. I
Yeah.
love mentoring people who are half my age. And Riz God, like, I don't know if that was, it seemed very genuine.
Mm-hmm.
That conversation that they have where Colby's like, I actually like this guy now.
100%. Yeah.
And I do think it was real.
Yeah.
But it's also a way for Rizzo to, like, that's a serious connection.
Yeah.
Because as an older guy, if a kid comes up and does that to me, I'm like, oh, I got to work with this kid now, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
So, and then you see where Q's like, "Yo, Rizzo, come
Hmm.
here," and the awareness that he has to know, man, they don't like me, and to be able to flip that and turn around as quickly as he did,
Hmm.
that's impressive for a young guy. And I also know, like, a little bit about him more personally, and
Yeah.
it was funny as hell about his camp life, his work ethic at camp. But in the real world, I know he's a hard worker.
Yep.
But yeah, I'm going with the Riz God, man.
I love that. I love that. And you know what? I just remembered this now. One of the first episodes we did on this channel, my co-host Bailey Buffs, we broke down the season 49 cast and gave our power rankings. And me and Bailey were torn on Rizzo. I had fallen in love with the kid already, and she had only seen the little bit of PR that Survivor had put out. And she was like, I've met so many Rizzos. I'm turned off by Rizzo. I don't like him. I made that into a short, and Rizzo commented on it. He's literally like, just give me a few days. And the next episode we recorded was after the premiere, and Bailey, to her credit, I didn't ask her for this at all. She's like, I was so wrong. I love this Rizzo kid. And it's the same thing as Colby. It comes off, you're like, who is
Yeah,
this guy? And then as soon as you spend time with him, you're like, I love this kid. And I'm
right.
so happy that you've met him in real life. You've enjoyed time together, and you can say the same thing, like, yeah, no, Rizzo is great. And that makes me
Yeah.
so happy to hear that. I'm rooting for the kid so hard.
Yeah, it's I was the same way. I like when I'm watching the pregame stuff for his on 49, I'm like, who the are you serious, dude?
He calls himself
But
Riz God.
yeah, exactly. And then you meet him, and it actually inspired me a little bit,
Wow.
because he calls himself that because he truly believes that he is the Riz God. Like, deep down, it's not a front. It's
Hmm.
not like a lot of the people that what's her name again?
Bailey Buffs, yeah, my co-host.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Bailey. So when the people that Bailey is talking about, those are guys trying to be that.
yeah,
Rizzo truly believes he is that. And
yeah,
for me, I when I recognize that about him, it's like, that's pretty cool. Like, you
yeah.
believe in yourself so much that you're so comfortable to going out in the world and being like, yeah, I am that dude, and actually believing it. I love it. And if you don't, if it's a front, you can tell
Yeah,
it's a front. And that's
100%.
when it's like, you get on my nerves, dude. Like, shut up. But Riz God
100%.
is not like that. Yeah. So that's why I like him so much.
And again, I think I've said the moral of the story 7 times on this podcast, but the moral of that story is believe in yourself. If you're going to call yourself the Riz
Exactly.
God, believe that you are the
Absolutely.
Riz God. Walk the walk
Yeah.
if you're going to talk the talk, for sure.
Right.
Saul, thank you so much for joining Survivor Square. This was wonderful to talk to you. It was a long time coming, and I enjoyed the conversation. I could go on for
Me
hours,
too,
but I
Tony.
know I know your son probably needs to be rocked, and you need to put skin on skin contact, get all those things
Exactly.
going, start teaching them words, do everything you need to do. But thank you so much for coming on this show. To the fans of the show, if you want to hear more from Saul, if you want to hear more from Survivor Squared, we'll be giving out a podcast twice a week. Monday, where we have guests from Survivor World, and then Thursday, me and Bailey Buffs breaking down every episode of season 50, the biggest season in Survivor history. But until then,
The best
thank you so much
season.
for watching. The best season, and we will
Yeah.
see you soon.